So the Bulldogs started the conference season in the Mountain West by getting a 2-1 victory over Nevada. This was big for numerous reasons. They've had a rough couple of weeks at the likes of Santa Barbara and TCU. They only won one of those 6 games. And you need to start conference in a good foot. And Nevada was looking for payback. Last year, the Bulldogs only played one series against the Wolfpsck, won it, and that was the tiebreaker that got the Bulldogs into the Mountain West tournament, which enabled them to win the Mountain West tournament and go to the NCAAs. And you always want to start off conference with a win, right? Now, Nevada clearly had remembered what the Bulldogs did to them last year. They came out firing this Saturday, right after they introduced the old Pete Biden era players. They scored, I think, 7, 8 runs on Jack Anker, who had a narrow, horrible start. And the Bulldogs, boy, the bats really came out this series. And just 2 out of 3 games, they just hit more than the Nevada. And last game, they beat the bats of the Wolfpsck. They beat the heads of the Wolfpsck players with their bats and ruled them for the second time in a row, for the second straight year in a row. They did the same thing to the Wolfpack last year and the game early, which enabled them to not use any members of the bullpen, which is important because they're going to be on the road for like 2 straight weeks or something like that in terms of games played. I don't think they're back till March 31st at home. Now, I was really happy with how the offense played 2 out of 3 games. Just like they did against BYU and Cal State Fullerton. All throughout the lineup, 1 through 9. The Bulldog hitters were dominant. They did not let up. All right? And that's what you need. That is a complete lineup. Now, in Game 3, they went back to their bad habits. Game 2, left men on base, had some errors, etc. But apparently, the Bulldogs are the cleanest team in the conference. Okay, Nevada had their issues. Clearly, they don't play on dirt and grass very much. So the bats look like they should this weekend. And you'd think they'd be hardened and good and experienced after playing the likes of TCU and Santa Barbara, which there are no teams like that pitching-wise in the Mountain West. And speaking of pitching, Jack Anker had a narrow, horrendous start. That's 2 weeks in a row he's put his team in a horrible hole. This time they were able to overcome it, but they need Anker to... They need him to recover his form sooner rather than later. But one thing that was good this weekend was how well Caleb Hay pitched. He was outstanding, and he's had a wonderful week. He pitched 3 shutout innings against Sacramento State in that win on Tuesday for the midweek game. And he was outstanding again today. I understand maybe Nevada's bats are tired after scoring, 20-plus runs yesterday in a doubleheader, but that doesn't matter. He still was great with his location and command and movement. And I believe he will get the start next Sunday against UNLV. He deserves it. And it'd be great if he could become that pitcher that we need on Sundays. Vic Arreola has had back issues, and if he cannot pitch on the weekends, or at least pitch a full starter role, maybe he can go back to being a setup man that he was last year in the bullpen. He was excellent at that, and it's not nearly as tough on your back. So, it's a good start for the Bulldogs. I understand that Nevada's Nevada. They're not going to be like the teams you face in regional or top talent that you faced last 2 weeks. But a series win is always better than a series loss, and it's a good start. Now they got to pick it up and win next week at UNLV.